Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe to the channel as always. So interesting narrative that's coming out in the press, in relation to James Garner and all that, because we did see him make his Premier League debut yesterday night, came on right near the end as well. And Solsjaker has great belief in this young player, James Garner, only 17 years of age. Of course, he has great belief in him. He has current faith in him, and he has actually compared him to Michael Carrick. And Solskjaer does believe this young James Garner, 17 years of age, can emulate into the next Michael Carrick. And it's interesting that he has compared him, to one of the greatest midfielders in the modern era, as a current as a current said, because Michael Carrick, was a great servant at Manchester United, as a player, flourished fantastically well, under Alex Ferguson and all that. He served 12 years at the club as a player. Did Michael Carrick, won lots and lots of trophies as well, and he is now currently one of the coaching staff. So Solskjaer believes that this James Garner, has got great physical attributes, and he believes he's in the same mould as Michael Carrick, and this is what he's currently come out in the media, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's currently explained. But he did say he was going to be involved in the game before the game started, but he did come on as a substitute. He replaced Fred right near the end as well. So he does believe, he has a lot of faith in him. Solskjaer's confirmed from his own perspective well that James Garner could actually be involved against Southampton on Saturday as well. So it was good to see him, make his Premier League debut. And of course, he's only 17 years of age. He'll probably grow, develop, and flourish fantastically well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But we have got a lot of good young players. I think Mason Greenwood's been playing very, very well for the reserve team as well. But he's injured at the moment. Chon made the travel yesterday, but Chong of course didn't play as we all currently know. He was on the bench as I said. Andres Pereira made the travel, but he didn't currently play, as I said. But Solskjaer's come out in the media, and he has praised James Garner. He does believe he has the same mould as Carrick, and he does believe he can emulate into the next Michael Carrick. Where this James Garner, or is it Jimmy Garner, however you pronounce his name, but he's only 17 years of age. So it was good to see him make his Premier League debut. But it's actually good to see Solskjaer comparing to one of the greatest midfielders of the modern era in Michael Carrick. So he's compared him to Michael Carrick. So he's compared a youngster to Michael Carrick, as we all currently know. He also come out and he praised Romelu Lukaku's impact, he currently made yesterday as well, because Lukaku made a fantastic impact, scoring 2 goals, as I said. And it was good to see. I thought Luke Shaw, what I saw of him, I saw a bit of the highlights. Luke Shaw played well yesterday. Great, fantastic assist, he got for Lukaku's first goal. I think he did beat 4 Crystal Palace players, and Luke Shaw's playing very, very well. A very, very good player. Indeed, still young Luke Shaw is known for injuries, as I said, but when he gets them games, he's very, very good, and you can see, that he's making them overlapping runs. He's looking good on that left hand side. He's Luke Shaw, as I said, and obviously he's our first choice left back. It was good to see Lindelof getting an assist yesterday. For Romelu Lukaku's second goal. As I did say, Lindelof's playing very, very well. He's showing that determination. He can play out from the back. Victor Lindelof. He's playing high up the pitch now. He's galloping forward more. And Lindelof's progression's been fantastic this season as a Manchester United player. So it was good to see him get an assist. It was actually surprising to see Ashley Young get his name on the score sheet. That was a surprise as well. He's been one longest serving here at Manchester United as well, Ashley Young. Everyone says he's past it now because he's age 33 now, is Ashley Young, as we all know. But it was still good to see him get his name on the score sheet. Paul Pogba providing the assist as well, which was very, very good to see. And Paul Pogba's one of the most influential players, since Solskjaer's come in. He's giving good service to the front men. He's getting the freedom to express himself very, very well. His breaks box to box are looking very, very good indeed as well. But as it does stand now, that fantastic victory at Selhurst Park, and it was a good performance from Manchester United. Crystal Palace had their say. They looked dangerous on the counter-attack with Zaha and Townsend. Crystal Palace, did create opportunities at times to look very, very good on the ball. But considering, Solskjaer had made rotations in the squad, as we all currently know, considering, the string of injuries, that Manchester United have got, he obviously made rotations. He only made 3 changes in the game. So basically now, as it does stand, that's 12 out of 15 in all competitions now, as we all currently know. We have won 8 away from home in all competitions. We have won now 9 in the league, and that is 33 goals now scored in the process. And Solskjaer has now basically, broken the record, and he has made history as Manchester United manager, as we all currently know. But as I did currently say, good performance yesterday. That's 33 goals now we've scored in all competitions, which is very, very good to see. So he did go with a 4-2-3-1, he went with De Gea, he went with Ashley Young at right back, Smalling and Lindelof centre back partnership, mainly since Smalling has recovered from injury. I think his performances have, up to Chris Smalling's, and he has been mainly going with Chris Smalling as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So he went with him and Lindelof centre back partnership. He went with Luke Shaw, the two holding midfielders. He obviously gave Fred the chance, as I said. I don't know how Fred played, to quite honest. He went with Scott McTominay alongside him in the attacking position. He went with Sanchez on the left hand side, as I said. He went with Paul Pogba in that number 10. Put Diego Dalot on the right hand side as well. He was quite impressive. Well, Diego Dalot, he's still only very, very young as well. And of course, Romelu Lukaku up top as well. But Solskjaer's inspired Lukaku, because Lukaku got 2 goals to his name, which was very, very good to see. And there has been reports coming out in relation to Lukaku, that Manchester United, could sell him in the summer reportedly. I don't know if we recoup the £75 million, as I said, but as I did say, now considering the injuries now we've got, Lukaku could be given more of a chance, to prove himself, and he did prove himself, fantastically well yesterday. I thought Sanchez upped his game a bit yesterday. I thought some of his link-up play with Lukaku was very, very good indeed. But as I did simply say, Romelu Lukaku, as I said, he is slow. Everyone does have concerns about his first touch, but when he does get given them chances, he can prove himself very, very well. I think mainly has it been for his choice under Solskjaer, but I think when he has been given the opportunity, Lukaku, I think his performances have been good. I think his form has been rejuvenated. Romelu Lukaku's, as I said, and it was good to see him get 2 goals on his to his name yesterday. There has been reports coming out, if Manchester United do decide to sell Lukaku in the summer, he would indicate that he would prefer the move to Juventus. This is what basically Romelu Lukaku confirmed from his own perspective as well. In relation to Sanchez, he did okay yesterday. He didn't score against Sanchez. I think some of his link-up play was very, very good. Of course, he was playing on that left-hand side, and there has been speculation, that he could leave Manchester United in the summer as well. Alexis Sanchez, because he's enjoyed a difficult time at Manchester United so far. He's been here just over the year, as we all currently know. He's been here just over the year as Sanchez. He has had a couple of injuries, as we all know. He hasn't really fitted into the team yet. Probably needs more chances, to be quite honest with you. He has lacked goals and all that, and he won't too long ago. Solskjaer did say he's lost trustworthy in him, and he's lost faith in Alexis Sanchez, as Solskjaer did confirm as well. But that was a great victory at Palace, because Palace have been in a good run of form lately, as I said, and mainly we've got a fantastic record, winning record against Crystal Palace, as we all currently know. But for me, as I did currently say, what he said in relation to what Solskjaer did, he brought 3 substitutions on in the second half of the game as well. Lukaku should have had an hat-trick yesterday, because he did miss a sitter in the first half as well. So we do remain now 1 point behind top 4. So hopefully we can get that top 4 this season, and we can succeed in the FA Cup as well, which is very, very important indeed. But as the substitutions came on in the second half, we saw Rashford come back into contention. So Rashford must have now recovered from his ankle injury he had, so he obviously wouldn't have been severe, as I said. So he came on in the game as well, Marcus Rashford for Alexis Sanchez. We saw Eric Bailly come on for Diego Dalot, and we saw James Garner come on for who would he come on for Fred right at the end as well. And so it's good to see now Rashford probably will be in contention, to play probably against Southampton at the weekend. It looks to me, obviously, he must have recovered from his ankle injury now. And, Rashford progression as a Manchester United player has been very, very good. He's been a United player since the age of 7. He's been in the senior squad with Manchester United, since 2016 as Marcus Rashford. And he's been playing a key role under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We know mainly he has been first choice over Romelu Lukaku, because what Rashford can offer up front, Lukaku cannot do this. But it's fair to Lukaku, he made an impact yesterday, and Solskjaer praised him for this as well, which was good to see. And Solskjaer's having a lot of faith in the youngsters. He has a lot of belief in the youngsters, that they can grow and develop, and this Manchester United. But he has said in relation to James Garner that he believes he can emulate into the next Michael Carrick, and he believes James Garner has the same mould as Michael Carrick, and this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said. So I think he could be given the opportunity against Southampton the weekend, as I said. We'll probably maybe play a similar sort of lineup with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer against Southampton, but James Garner could be involved, as Solskjaer has confirmed. But Rashford, as I said, he's been playing a key role under Solskjaer, and hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting him this new 6-year deal. His current deal ends in 2020 with an option of a further year. If we get in this 6-year deal, we'll take him under contract till 2025, and it'll take him till the age of 27, as we all know as well. But he deserves it, based on his fantastic performances, Rashford, because when he's been playing under Solskjaer, he looks very, very effective, when he's playing centrally, indeed, as I said, Marcus Rashford, as I said, but praise Lukaku's performance yesterday. He put a good performance in, and he has got good physical attributes. We know he's slow, and he's got a lot of, he hasn't got much pace about his game, but we do know that he has got some good physical attributes. He can chase them channels very, very well. He can create chances, when the ball does land to him, Romelu Lukaku, as I said. But it was good to see, Young get his name on the score sheet. That's an unlikely goal scorer, as I said. You wouldn't have expected, Ashley Young, to score, to be quite honest. But yeah, you can see since Solskjaer's come in, though, he's brought the fluidity back to the team. He's brought the confidence back in the team, the motivations in the team. You can see that the players do want to play, for this manager, as I said. And, Solskjaer doesn't rest on his laurels. If he sees a problem, he addresses that problem. He shows that inspiration to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He gives good instructions, to the players as well. He gives good advice to the players. And Solskjaer's got the team playing in the right vein, the right manner, and he's got them playing, that attacking football, where we used to play under Alex Ferguson for 27 successful years, which is very, very good indeed. But Solskjaer's starting to, have trustworthy in the young players, which is very, very good indeed. So it's like that James Garner, could play against Southampton at the weekend, as we all know. We still know we are lacking in certain areas. We still know that investment is needed at Manchester United. We'll plan to do that in the summer. Of course, we do expect departures in the summer as well, so it is essential that we do get replaced. As I did say, we need a central defender, we need someone on that right-hand side, and we need a centre defensive midfielder. Of course, that's fast and tenacious, as we all know as well. But it is essential that we do that. But now, I think based on Solskjaer's fantastic progression at the club, he definitely deserves a job on a full-time basis now at Manchester United. And I do think he's now the number one, and it only cost us an additional fee of around £7-8 million, to give him the job on a full-time basis. As I said, we don't have to pay Mould around £7-8 million, something like that, because initially we've paid £1.8 million to Mould at the moment, to get him on a temporary basis, as I currently said. But as you can see, he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy, so he's got a bit of his own philosophy, but his philosophy is similar to Alex Ferguson's. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he has got a fantastic pedigree anywhere. He was a great player as well. He flourished under Alex Ferguson for 11 years as a player, did Solskjaer, but he hasn't run out in terms of silverware yet as a manager. But I do believe, that is to come. If we can get some new additions into the club in the summer, and then for next season get us back up there competing for silverware, and get, and hopefully, I think we can be title contenders, for next season, if we can get some new additions into the club in the summer, as I said, and considering, we've done really, really well, since Solskjaer's coming, considering the string of injuries we've now got, as I said, considering that we didn't spend any money in January, we didn't invest in the January transfer window, as I said, we have done really, really well, and we have not yet lost in the Premier League under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and you could see it's really, really good as well that, we didn't lose the momentum, the confidence didn't get knocked out of the team, when we did suffer that defeat to Paris Saint-Germain the other week, we have just continued, got on with it, and we have bounced back, from that defeat to Paris Saint-Germain, as I currently said. But he did say, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that the likes of these young trios now are going to get a chance. I think probably Fred will still get more opportunities. Probably Andres Pereira will get a couple of opportunities now, considering injuries we've got. Scott McTominay as well will get more opportunities now. As I said, Scott McTominay obviously played yesterday as well. We do know that Nemanja Matic is out for 3 to 4 weeks. 2 weeks is it, or 2 to 3 weeks? We know that Matic has got a muscle injury, and his progression's been good as Manchester United plays since Solskjaer's coming. He's really, really improved as Nemanja Matic. If I'm going to be quite honest with you, he really, really has. We know he's slow. I've got strong reservations about him, but I think mainly the main midfield trio he's been going with is obviously Matic, Herrera, and Pogba, as I said, and they've looked very, very effective, together, and they've complemented each other fantastically well, as I said. But Matic is been playing an instrumental role, fantastically well, since Solskjaer's coming, and I think his performances has improved. He's showed distribution, he showed good distribution, he's looked more effective his passing, so he has improved. So he's out for a couple of weeks. We don't know how long Herrera and Juan Mata are out for, that's one thing I can't update you on. Under Herrera's progression at Manchester United again has been very, very good indeed, under Herrera's, and he's doing very, very well under Herrera. He's been fitting in the team very, very well. I think he's always been a consistent player, but since Solskjaer's coming, he has been irregular. He has been playing a big part in the team. And hopefully, somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting him a new contract, because he does deserve it. Based on his fantastic performances under Herrera as well. Reports were coming out a while back saying we were on the verge of getting him a new 3-year deal worth around £100,000 a week, something like that. We also know that Juan Mata's out as well. He's also got a hamstring injury, just like Amanda Herrera. Again, we don't know how long Juan Mata is out. How long Juan Mata's going to be out for? We do know that the set, Matic, Herrera, Juan Mata, and all that are set to miss. The Southampton game the weekend. Juan Mata hasn't mainly been first choice in Solskjaer took the veins at Old Trafford, but we still know how much of an essential player he can be, and we do know how much of a consistent player he can because he's been in the Premier League a lot of years. He's been in the Premier League a lot of years as Juan Mata. This was obviously including his 3 years he had with Chelsea, and obviously he has won a lot of trophies as Juan Mata in English football as we all know as well. And this is his 5th season now at Manchester United as we all know. We still know Jesse Lingard. I think he's got a hamstring injury as well. We don't know how long he's out for, Jesse Lingard, but he's been a very good player for Manchester United. Risen up the youth academy very well, and he's been his performances under Solskjaer, especially when he has been playing, have been fantastic. Indeed as well. We know Martial, of course, is still out with a groin injury as well. We don't know how long Anthony Martial's going to be out for, but considering the injuries we've got, we are doing really well indeed. And he did say, Solskjaer, when he came in, regardless of the injuries, he was going to give everybody the chance, including the young players, the fringe players, and he wanted to get the players to express themselves and get them enjoying playing football again. And this is what Solskjaer has exactly got the team doing. But you can see we're creating more chances, we're scoring more goals, we look much better defensively as well, which is very good to see, as I said. There. We look much better defensively, as I said, and we know the club is still recruiting, to get a director of football to come in as well. So Manchester United, of course, go home to Southampton on Saturday, as we all currently know. To be quite fair, Southampton, did beat Fulham, didn't they, by 2 goals still, as we all know, but they are fighting a relegation this season. Southampton, of course, they're in a bad position at the moment. Of course, in recent seasons at Old Trafford against Southampton, we haven't had a good record against Southampton. We have only beaten them once at Old Trafford, since Alex Ferguson retired. But under Alex Ferguson, we beat them 13 out of 14 times at Old Trafford under the Alex Ferguson era. But as I did say, since Ferguson retired, we have only won 1 of our 5 home league games against Southampton. So in recent seasons, we haven't been very good against Southampton at Old Trafford. Actually, the last 2 games against Southampton have ended up draws. 2 too early on in the season. We had to come back from a 2-goal deficit. It was 0-0 last season at Old Trafford as well. As I currently said, and they have beaten us a few times at Old Trafford in the last couple of seasons of Southampton. As I said, Southampton of course are fighting relegation, as we all know, but obviously different kettle of fish now, and I'm confident we're definitely going to beat Southampton at the weekend as well. But we've only beaten them once at Old Trafford, since Alex Ferguson retired, as we all currently know. The last 4 meetings against Southampton, 3 of them have been draws, and 1 United win, as I currently said. But Southampton of course are fighting relegation this season. Obviously they've got Ralph Hasenhüttl in now because obviously Mark Hughes got sacked earlier on this season as Southampton manager, but they've got Ralph Hasenhüttl in now. Obviously Southampton got him from RP Leipzig, as I said, but Southampton of course are fighting relegation, as he currently said. So I do think it's going to be an easy Manchester United win. To quite honest, we did beat them a couple of seasons ago, back in the EFL Cup final, 3-2. I think that moment was it Ibrahimovic that scored the winner in that game as well. So that was a couple of seasons ago now. But I'm very confident, that we can beat Southampton. To be quite honest, we're in a good run of form. Southampton aren't playing that well, as I currently said. But more news will update. He'll probably give us a bit of team news probably tomorrow or later on today. But as he did confirm, James Garner could be involved in that game as well, because Solskjaer does believe he can emulate into the next Michael Carrick, and he's compared him to one of the greatest midfielders of the modern era. And he does believe that this James Garner has got, the mold. He's got the mould like Michael Carrick. So he believes that James Garner's got the same mould as Michael Carrick, and this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said in relation to James Garner. So he has compared him to Michael Carrick. He's also praised Romelu Lukaku's impact he made as well. well, as I said to you earlier on in the video. And as he did say before the game, Solskjaer did say he wanted Lukaku and Sanchez, to step up because they are going to be probably, giving more opportunities now. And to be fair, they did do that yesterday. Sanchez played okay yesterday. Lukaku got 2 goals to his name as well, which was very, very good to see. So probably in Southampton game, he'll probably make a couple of alterations, but he'll probably play some kind of similar lineup, as I said. Maybe Chong, could maybe get given the opportunity against Southampton because Chong didn't play yesterday. He was on the bench, but he didn't play yesterday. As I said, he made his senior debut against Reading in the FA Cup, as we all know. Andres Pereira, as I said, Solskjaer has been in negotiations with Andres Pereira, regarding his future at Manchester United. Of course, he does have strong reservations about his game time. Andres Pereira, of course, he's only 23 years of age, I think, is he? Yeah, he's 23 years of age, so he's very, very young in his prime, as I said, but he's found game time very, very hard as a Manchester United player. But as I did say now, considering the injuries we've got in midfield, he will be given them opportunities. Didn't get the opportunity yesterday, but I think, the upcoming games he will get the opportunities, to perform Andres Pereira. When he was on his loan spells, with Granada and Valencia, he made an impact because obviously he was a first team regular, but I think Solskjaer's confirmed he wants to try and tie down Andres Pereira to a new long-term contract term at Manchester United as well. So Manchester United have been in Solskjaer himself has been in negotiations with Andres Pereira over his future at the club, as well as Solskjaer has confirmed. As Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has confirmed as well. But yeah, we'll plan to make signings in the summer, as we all know, because we do expect departure. It would be ideal to maybe get some young players, that could grow, develop and mould under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because I do see, experienced probably players leaving in the summer, as I said. But, Manchester United have got a lot of injuries. Phil Jones is unwell at the moment, so he can't play at the moment, Phil Jones. Valencia's out as well. He's out for a couple of weeks. Darmian's still injured. Rojo's just recently recovered from injury as well, because he's been out with injury, for a long time, as well as Marcus Rojo, as we all know. And, we've got a lot of other injuries, as I said, that we've currently got as well. But as it stands now, we are 1 point behind top 4, as I said, so it's important that we keep winning so we can keep the pressure on that top 4. Of course, Arsenal did win yesterday against Bournemouth comfortably by 5-1. And if Arsenal are to get a victory against Tottenham at the weekend, Arsenal would only be 1 point behind Tottenham, because Tottenham have lost their last 2 games, losing 2-0 at Chelsea yesterday, lost at Burnley last weekend, by 2-1 as well. And it is at Wembley, so it could really go either way, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, Tottenham's perspective, Kane just recovered from injury as well. They've still got Dele Alli out injured. I think Eric Dyer's out. I think he's out. I think Vertonghen's got an injury as well. Janssen, I think, got an injury as well for Tottenham as well. So between Tottenham and Arsenal, I do not know, to be quite honest with you. It's a close game to call, to be quite honest with you. Arsenal beat them early on in the season 4-2 at the Emirates. Tottenham beat them in the FL Cup at the Emirates 2-0, as I said. So mainly, it could go either way. That Arsenal have had a few injury problems this season, as I said, of their own. They have got long-term absences, to Rob Holding. Was the other one, Hector Bellerin and Danny Welbeck, of course, are out for the season. I think Stephen Lichtsteiner's got some kind of injury as well. And they've had injury problems this season, Arsenal. They've had Ozil injured a few times this season. They've had Koscielny injured. They've had this season Koscielny injured as well. So the Arsenal have had quite a few injuries this season. Ramsey suffered an injury this season as well. So they have had a lot of injury problems. So obviously, we won't go into full detail yet. We'll do I might do a preview on the Tottenham Arsenal game maybe later on today, or maybe I do that tomorrow sometime. So we will give you all the build up going up to that Tottenham Arsenal game. If I do decide to do a preview on it, I may not, but if I do, it will be later on today, or it will be tomorrow of course as well. Probably the Man United Southampton preview will be coming either later on today, or that will be tomorrow. That preview will be coming as well for the United Southampton game. But as I did currently say, yeah, so I think Solskjaer can elevate this team forward. I've got a lot of faith in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As I said, he knows what he's doing. He tactically knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. His line up to right, and he does basically know his strongest 11. Does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But regardless, he said he was going to give everybody the chance, including the young players. So it's good to see him giving the young players a chance, to prove themselves. As I said, and it was good. It was good to see, James Garner, make his debut yesterday, make his Premier League debut yesterday. As I said, he's only 17 years of age, but Solskjaer has compared him to Michael Carrick. As I said, and it's you know, it's a shock that he's, you know, compared him to one of the greatest midfielders of the modern era, you know, Michael Carrick. But he does believe that, you know, James Garner, you know, can emulate into the next Michael Carrick, and Solskjaer's got faith in him, and he has a lot of trustworthy in this player as well. And Solskjaer's confirmed that he could likely be involved against Southampton at the weekend, James Garner as well, but only 17 years of age, this player. So it was good to see him, you know, get given his Premier League debut yesterday, as I said as well. So, you know, Fred, people do they think is a long-term solution, you know, Fred as well, because he hasn't really made that big impact, you know, since he's come at Manchester United, but he hasn't really been given the game time since we got him from Shakhtar Donetsk last summer, as we all currently know as well. But yeah, you know, Solskjaer's rejuvenated this team, and of course, you know, he's getting the best out of the players, you know, which is very, very good to see. As I said, you know, the front men are interchanging, Pogba's getting the freedom to express himself. You know, we've got good ball playing midfielders now. You know, we've got defenders that are willing to play out from the back, which is very, very good indeed. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the